Eve in Whoville. And as you can see, the family of Whos are busy decorating their tree. They're preparing for their favourite holiday of the year. Oh look, the twin cousins from Wattville are here. Whos and Watts gather together from far and wide, unable to contain the joy they feel inside. They come together to celebrate their Saviour's birth and to remember the time he walked on the earth. So it's safe to say that every Who in Whoville thought Christmas was swell. As for the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, he didn't like it so well. The Grinch hated Jesus, and that was the reason that he hated Christmas and the whole Christmas season. He had let his heart get so hard and so small that it was hard to tell if he even had one at all. So pacing back and forth in his tight, Grinchy shoes, he spent his Christmas Eve hating the Whos.
They're celebrating Jesus.
He snarled with a sneer.
Tomorrow is Christmas, it's almost here.
Then he growled with his long fingers drumming.
I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming. For tomorrow morning, all those Who girls and boys will wake up early and unwrap their new toys. Oh, they'll make such a noise, kaboom, kaplunk, kaplink, that I won't even be able to hear myself think. And then all those Whos, from the most important to least, will sit down to eat a delicious Who feast. Well, I've never been invited, but that's what I hear. Why should it be any different this year? And then the worst thing of all, the thing I can't stand is when those Whos join together hand in hand, and they begin doing the most horrible thing. They begin, you probably guessed it, they start to sing. And they sing about Jesus for hours. Oh, what a sound it makes my head start to pound.
And the more the Grinch thought of the Who Christmas Day, the more the Grinch thought,
there must be a way. I've put up with this Christmas thing for far too long now. I must stop Christmas from coming, but how?
Then the Grinch began to grin from ear to ear. Why, you may ask? Because he got an incredibly awful idea.
I know just what I'll do.
The Grinch laughed in his throat.
I'll make up a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat.
So he cut up some red curtains that hung in his lair. He left behind a big hole, but he didn't care. He cut and he sewed, and as quick as a lick, he had a costume that made him look just like Saint Nick.
Now all I need is a reindeer.
The Grinch looked around, but in Whoville, reindeer are not to be found. Now that didn't worry the Grinch, no, not at all. But at that moment, his friend Jerry was coming to call. You might wonder why anyone would be a friend of the Grinch. Why he's so mean that you can't count on him, not even in a pinch. But Jerry's a lawyer. He needs lawsuits to survive. With the Grinch as his client, his practice has started to thrive.
Hey Grinch, it's Christmas Eve and business is slow. Would you like to sue anyone that you might know? I can right any wrong that's been done to you, and remember, my fees are quite reasonable too.
Oh, my friend Jerry, there is something you can do for me. Well, not something you can do, you see, but something you can be. I need a reindeer to pull off my trick, so sit still while I put on these antlers. It'll be over with quick.
You might wonder why Jerry didn't put up much of a fight. I would have run for the door and called it a night. But with whatever the Grinch wanted, Jerry went along. He knew what side his bread was buttered on. So he let the antlers be placed on his head, all the while wishing he had stayed home in bed. Then the Grinch filled his arms with bags that were lying around and said to him harshly,
"Come on, and don't make a sound."
So off they went toward the little Who houses, creeping along as quietly as a couple of mouses.
More from the Grinch later on.